got the close curtain. Hello, hello. Is anybody here? It's Jen at Reclaimed in St. George, Utah. How are you today? A couple things I want to start out with saying. I'm wearing my St. George Strong t-shirt. Power Image here in St. George is working on a campaign to help out our local businesses. There's a link on my page to order t-shirts. You can order a Reclaimed t-shirt. You can order any of the local businesses. There's a bunch of them. But it's just a way to help the small businesses stay open during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I love this shirt. It's very comfortable. It's not confining. It's nice and loose. It says hashtag St. George Strong on the back. Super awesome. So get your t-shirt. I'm going to put on an apron. Today we are painting and dyeing chalk paint. Yeah, we're going to paint and dye chalk paint. We're going to paint and dye fabric today with chalk paint. And it's going to be messy. So I need to cover this up. There are a couple of, hopefully you can still hear me. Say something if I'm not loud enough. Maybe I need to make just so you can see more of my workspace, but still me. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So, because chalk paint, the pigment in the paint is organic pigment. So it's incredible for dyeing fabrics and stamping and stenciling and all these things. So I have a few examples here. This is Annie Sloan's linen fabric, very high end. It is stamped. Look at that, Antibes green, lovely. We're gonna do things today like shibori. This is an example of shibori. These are tea towels that are dyed with chalk paint. Now, I did these in the summer of 2018 when I was invited to Oxford to work with Annie in her Oxford studio. That was incredible, incredible. And I learned so much. Now, I will be offering this technique or these techniques in a workshop. I'm going to do them fast and loose for you today. But if you're interested at all in learning these and doing them hands-on, I'm going to provide all the materials, all the paint, all the material, quite literally, and you'll be able to do all of this. It's so much fun. So we'll check those there. Now you will find the techniques in Annie's book. So we're going to go all the way back to volume 1 of The Colorist. Now, you do know that volume 4 is out. If you haven't gotten it yet, guys, there's a sweet little gift inside of there. I'll do a project on that just as quickly as I can. But in The Colorist, back in the how-to section, she talks about fabric dyeing and shibori, which is Japanese tie-dye. And it's all about folding and creating pressure on fabric. Oh, Ilda. Okay, so there is the pages on shibori. So I have a customer coming in right now. So hopefully, okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so the next book that Annie Sloan does fabric is her newest. This is her latest actual book. This is called Paint Everything, and she paints everything in this book. Now back here in chapter 2, hello, how are you today? Good. So fabric and other surfaces. So it's all about using found items and stamping and dyeing on fabric. So this book is great. Any of these books, she gives you the grocery list of the items that you need to complete the projects, and then step-by-step instruction. So it just makes it easy. It just makes it easy. I happen to have an autographed copy. I think I know someone else that could be watching that might have that as well. Quick question?
No, we don't want to be in the shot.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. You might have to run around behind me.
No, she wants to look at the colors.
Oh, well, they're right there. It's okay. You're not going to be in the shot. Look at the cabinet doors. She's shy. She's so cute. Is this your first time painting? Ooh. Well, dang it. I should have. Well, you call me.
Perhaps a seasoned pro.
Oh, okay, good. Very good. Okay, so anyway, we're going to start with oh, I forgot to do the stamp thing. That's okay. We're going to start with the shibori. So again, folding for shibori, it's about folding and then creating pressure or a resist. So the fabric dye or chalk paint only goes so deep into the fabric. So what I have here is just a tea towel. Normal tea towel. You can buy them online. I think that you might be able to pick them up at Walmart. I'm not sure exactly. I went ahead and ordered mine. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold them. So the way to create those resists is I have these little wooden squares. Now the one on this is a plastic. It's a hard plastic material. I'm not sure where my husband found it, but the nice thing about it's plastic. It's never going to oversaturate. This is a very hard wood. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch thick. You can tell I've used it before. But you need 2 for each one. And then you need a handful of these. You need a handful of rubber bands. But you're going to fold in an accordion style. So forward and then back. Forward and back. Try and keep it somewhat even and the same. Now, at the very end, if you don't have an equal amount of fabric, don't panic, just fold it back. No biggie. No biggie. So you can use your square kind of as a guide. You want to have about 1/4 inch of fabric thereabouts. Don't use a measuring tape. Just have some fabric outside of that. Now this part you're going to fold accordion as well. So I will fold it this way, and then this way, and then this way, and this way, and then this way. Now, if you're commenting, I'm way over here, so I can't answer questions yet, but I will respond after the video. Okay. So then you have something that looks like this. So you're going to put one square on one side and one of your squares on the other side. Grab that fistful of rubber bands. Do you need wax, dear?
My mom has some.
Excellent. Yeah, she has a paintbrush as well. You're so lucky. Okay. Okay, so then you are going to wrap the rubber bands around just as tightly as you can get them without breaking them, because you probably already know hitting yourself in the face with a tight rubber band, no bueno. But make sure you're getting over your boards, whatever you use. So I'm going to go one way and then another. It really doesn't matter. There's no rules. I think I've mentioned that in other videos. There is no rules with chalk paint. It's why I love it so much. Just get those wrapped as tightly as you can. Oh, I forgot my drying rack too. I thought I was ready. I've been preparing for this for dang near 2 hours. Okay, so you have something like this. Now the other one that I have, I managed to find some triangle-shaped wood pieces that are nice and thin. So when you fold for a triangle,
there we go.
I can probably show you super quick. Get that out of the way. So again, accordion. So if you have those triangle pieces, you would just make sure that there's a little bit of distance between the edge of the fabric and your piece. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll see ya. Oh yes, take pictures. All right. So accordion fold the long way. I very rarely get time to do the fun stuff like this. I was so excited to do this. Nikki, you know this one's for you. Nikki she's my disciple. She lives in Olympia, Washington, and I really hate that. I really wish she was here. Okay, so then you're going to take your fabric and create a triangle by folding that top corner down to the flat spot. And then you're going to go the other direction underneath and fold that way, and then back this way. but you got to make sure you're going accordion style. So just like that. If you have any questions about that, of course, you can call me, video chat, whatever. I'm happy to help you with that. I'm happy to help. So's my lovely shop assistant. Dave's here today while I do my live. Now for the fun part. We're gonna mix in some chalk paint. I need to grab one more color. I think I'll do Amsterdam green. All right. So normally I would say mix in a bigger container than these. For this video, I'm just mixing a little, but I would go maybe to a dollar store and grab just some cheap plastic salad bowls. They're perfect for this. Get them as dirty as you want. Now, you may want to wear gloves. I'm not gonna bother. It's pretty routine for me to be out in public with chalk paint all over my hands. It washes out pretty easily. But when you're working with paint this runny, it can get under your nails and in your cuticles. So keep that in mind. If you have a cuticle brush at your sink, which I do, you're gonna be just fine cleaning that out. Oops. Did I mention this is messy? I might have. Nikki's here. Hey, Ashley's here. Who else is here? That's all the messages I have. Okay, well, that's that. Okay, so I got a little baby wipe here. Baby wipes are indispensable in my shop. They clean up everything. So with regard to ratio, you can see that this is very, very runny. You do not need a lot of paint. You need quite a bit of water. Now, I don't use a measuring cup. I don't use ratios. I just kind of go with the feel of the paint. You really don't want to be on camera?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll do it after I get done mixing in this paint. So how much paint? You're saying, you're thinking, well, how much paint do I put in water? I would say that I probably have a cup to a cup and a half of water in one side. I got my new Sloan paint can opener. Buy them on the website. Just saying. All right, so then all I did today, because you have to stir the paint anyway, is I stirred the paint up really well. You want to get all the goodies. And then I just took that, loaded up with paint into my water, and I'm just going to use my paintbrush to clean the water. I say the funniest things. And then I come back on video and watch, and I'm just like, oh. Anyway, that's okay. I don't mind being a dork. Don't say anything about that, Ashley. Okay, now, I like to mix my chalk paint into my water with a paintbrush instead of a stir stick, because the paintbrush gets all of the stuff off the bottom and off the sides. Now, because I still have a lot of paint in my brush, I'm just gonna scrape that out and clean that off the side and get that mixed in. So you can see it's very watery. Okay, so because my lovely assistant isn't being very lovely at the moment, I'm going to run really fast back and get a drying rack. Dave. Okay. If you don't have one of these, they're not very expensive, but they're great if you're doing a lot. Right there's good. Okay. All right, so we'll take our first square and our chalk paint colors. And you want to mix this pretty much every time you dip it, because you want to get that pigment kind of even in the, oh, Jen. It's all good. It's just going to make my Florence just a hair darker. Did you know that? Burgundy and Florence are complementary, so they just darken each other a little bit. No harm, no foul. Okay, So stir that up. Now you can either use your brush. It takes a little bit longer that way. I'm just gonna dip. Dip, 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 dip. Give that a little squeeze. Dip, dip. You want it pretty good and saturated. And then dip the other side. Get that in there. Dip, dip, dip. I mean, obviously you could do several at the same time because you have two hands. I could do that. I think I'm talented enough to do that. Who else is here? Gosh, I need to get my glasses on. I can't see a dang thing. I wouldn't recognize my own mother if she came into the shop without my glasses on. Ambrosia! Oh, hello! Man, it's been a long time. How are you? You're a grandma. I'm so jealous. Okay, so for the next sides, I'm just going to go ahead and set that in my Florence. And I'll get my triangle for this one. Stir up that paint. We'll set the brush right there. I even have these trays on the website if you're interested in these little black trays. I use them for everything, creating color washes, mixing colors, everything. I think they're like $3. They're cheap. Oh, look at that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and flip this little guy over, let him absorb that. And then we're gonna take my green triangle, give it a little squeeze, and we'll put one side in the burgundy. That'll be great. Maybe we'll put this square in the green. Shibori is so easy and it's so much fun. You can get so many different patterns. You can dip just a corner. You can dip just the corners and get a pattern that way. I gotta scroll down. Anne wants to see you, Dave.
Nope.
Yep. Anne, oh, and Amber's here. Amber and Sam, hey. Hello from Las Vegas, Miss Pamela. And Steph's here. I really wish you were really here, Steph. I do. I miss you. Okay, we're gonna call that one good. And then we'll put the triangle in the Florence. Don't worry about mixing colors too much, really. It's not gonna mess anything up. Let's see, we'll go into burgundy there. But we'll go ahead and open this one. See how I did. See if I pulled those rubber bands tight enough. Sam and Amber both, actually, they were in Oxford with me. That's how I met Sam, and he's a hoot. He is a hoot and a half, and a bad influence. If Annie was watching this video, she'd shake our finger at both of us. No, she wouldn't. She's wonderful, but we definitely can't sit together.
But hey, Sam can really sing.
But hey, Sam can really sing. If you go to his Facebook page, which is Keepers in Seguin, Texas, you will see his Facebook Live. And he sang a lot. Okay, so then when you open this up, oh, this is great. This is so great. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I love it. Oh, it makes me happy. Okay. Oh, running into stuff. So then you just hang that to dry. Now, when you dye fabric with chalk paint, you can wash it. But before you do, you want to let that paint dry, and then you want to heat set it in some way. You can either take a hot iron to it. For these particular pieces today, I will be taking them home and putting them in my dryer for half an hour and let the dryer heat set that color in. It's like spaghetti sauce. You put it in the dryer, it's there forever. And then you can wash and launder these. Ooh, I'll bet that one's done. Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. we'll go ahead and just flip this one. We'll do 2 pink sides. Oh, I'm surprised at how much, see, I'm getting quite a lot out of this. I was really concerned about how much the fabric was going to absorb in these smaller containers. So I guess just depending on how big your project is. Yeah, we'll just let that sit and absorb for a minute while we open this one. Ooh, I'm interested to see what it's gonna look like. So if you are interested in learning about painting fabric, let me know. I've offered this workshop before and I just once, and it might have been because of the time of year it was around the holidays. I didn't get a ton of interest in it, and so it didn't happen. But I think people couldn't really wrap their head around painting fabric. Well, if you can see this green couch here behind me, I painted that with Amsterdam green. Turn the can, Jen. There you go. 3 years ago. Thousands of people have sat on that couch, no green butts. It feels just like fabric. It's not hard or stiff. 24 hours after the final coat of paint, I did spray it with Scotch Guard so that I could clean it. And it's just held up beautifully, and it's kind of like the shop mascot. So, okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Where that Florence mixed in a bit with that burgundy, holy moly, how fun is that? You know you love it. How can you not love it? So that's what the triangle looks like. And then, you know what I'm gonna do? How could I do that? I could use this cup. This is not the right place to dump this out, Jen. Sorry, improv moment. Gotta run back to the sink room. Okay. So back here, behind the scenes, I have a little vat of Napoleonic blue. Going. What color did she buy, that young lady? David.
Pure.
Pure.
And Chicago.
Pure in Chicago. So I'm going to pour my Napoleonic blue into my burgundy. Oh, you guys, look, it's purple. Okay, we'll stick that in there. I could do this all day long. Of course, I would run out of tea towels. I'd have to order them by the case. Okay. Did I mention this was messy? Maybe just a lot. Ooh, look at that purple. Let me squeeze that out so I don't drip it all over my stuff. Isn't that pretty? And right there next to that burgundy, it's gonna look so good. All right. So we'll see what we got. I should have done some of these and dried them, but I probably have some more I can stamp on. Because we're gonna stamp today too. This might be a little bit of a long live, but if you don't have time to watch it now, check back and watch it later. It'll be on my Facebook page shortly after the end of the video. You can ask any questions you want. Are you watching?
I have been off and on.
Yeah? Did you say hi to Anne?
Nope.
David. All right, so there you go. That's how it starts. And there it is. Yeah, that turned out great. So we'll put that here. Just like that. These are gorgeous. If I do say so myself, I might have to do some more for the shop. Very, very nice. Okay, so let me get rid of a little bit of this mess. So what are you guys up to today? Are you all quarantined? I know some people work. I know I've been here every day. Yes, you need to order the pearl. Oh my goodness. Yes, you need to do napkins. Like if you have old bed sheets, you can make, Nikki, I know you. You can make napkins. I know you've got the right foot for that on your 3 machines, 4 machines. Is that how many you have? Don't worry, I'm not judging. I have 3 myself. Okay, so I'll get rid of this. I don't think I need it anymore. Of course, when I say that, that's when everything changes. Okay, oh, I should have grabbed, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just do something else. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a couple of things here. So I did these quite a while ago. This is a piece of shibori that I did here in the shop a little while back. Blue and purple. And I need a mix mat. If you guys don't have a mix mat, this is a mix mat. Sloan came out with these a couple years ago. They're indispensable to me. I use them for charging rollers. I use them for mixing colors. There's all kinds of stuff, So, but it's definitely great for these stamps. Now, stamping on fabric is a lot of fun. Grab that and one of these. Oh my word, I need chalk paint. I wonder if I could find some. Oh man, I am not prepared. That's so unlikely. Okay. I want orange. I stirred up some Barcelona orange today, and I've got a piece here in the studio that's eyeballing me. And I'm thinking maybe it's time for some sunny color. So I stirred this up just a bit ago. Oh, it needs some more. If you see any fluid on the top of your paint, make sure you stir it, because you do not need that. You want your color to be nice and even. God, that's gorgeous. All right, so stamps, you can find stamps all over the place online. Sometimes if you're really lucky and you're out thrifting, you can find some really cool old ones. A friend of mine gave me these. Deb gave me these. Hi, Deb, if you're out there. They're super neat. They're really, really old. You can tell they just kind of have lost their shape just a tiny bit. And then you can order them from other websites with these cool designs. And I have a ton of them. I have sweet little stars, sunbursts, fishes. We'll use the fish one for sure. Little flowers, little trees. They come in all these different shapes. A very popular one in India. Annie just did, uh-oh. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you guys see me or hear me? Gosh, that's so annoying when that happens. If you can't, oh, you can hear me, but you can't see me? Can you see me? Okay, well, if you can see me, then I'm fine with it. I can't see myself at all. Okay, thank you. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to take this previously dyed tea towel. Now, what this is a piece of foam, just about half an inch thick, maybe 3/8. I don't know how precise you want to be. You just want to find a thin piece of foam, because when you're using a stamp like this and you have this hard surface, sometimes it doesn't translate all the way. So I'm going to take some chalk paint Dave, I need you to check that for me. It's not that I don't trust my pals, but
Check what?
I can't see me. It's really
My phone's like 9 minutes behind.
9 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
I can see you 9 minutes ago.
Well, can you fast forward?
Nope.
Okay. I guess it is what it is. So I'm going to take this really pretty sunflower, and I'm going to take my Annie Sloan foam roller, also available on my website.
I can see you.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Now, I don't sell the stamps because this is my own personal supply, but when you come to workshop, guys, it's fun. So I'm going to load up my foam roller and roll over that stamp. You don't want to push too hard because then you'll get it down in the recesses. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but you want to load plenty of paint on there. And then I'm going to set down my foam roller, and we'll just pick a corner and just lightly press the paint into the fabric. You don't have to go all the way down. Just press it in. If you go all the way down, if you happen to have gotten paint down into that recess, that's gonna be on your fabric. So, what do you guys think of that? Not bad, right? So you can do it over previously dyed fabric. This is a little tote bag that I made, a couple years ago, right after, I think it was the December after I went to Oxford. And this has been washed and I didn't iron it, so it's wrinkly. But if I ironed it out, it would be nice just to take wherever. I thought I put, never mind. This one is done with an Annie Sloan stencil. So you just lay your stencil out on your bag. And then this is Obasan Blue, of course, because it's the best. It's my favorite. All right, so here I have a brand spanking new bag. Hey, Dave, will you bring me some open paint cans, please? You can just hand them to me. You don't have to get in front of the camera.
What color?
They're all of them right here. Look, baby, right here. I think there's enough cans of paint out here. Look. All right. So I'll set my foam under here, like so. And we'll do a sunflower. Get some more paint on my mix mat. Load up the roller. Now the rollers, again, on my website, you get the basic roller with the handle and the one foam roller. There's also refill packs. So if you're stamping or stenciling with multiple colors, I think it comes with 7 or 9. I'd have to get a pack and check. But you can roll and roll and roll. And these, I wash and reuse them. When they first came out, I opened up a pack of refills for my own personal use here in the shop, and I haven't replaced them. And they're really good quality. They're very high density foam. So roll over the stamp and pick a place and then just press that in. Oh, so cute, you guys. Hang on, what color did you bring? Oh, how about a Florence fish? Don't you think a Florence fish would be nice? Don't you think it would be nice if I was ready with... Will you see if you can find my other roller refills? Pretty please. They're in the lockers, I want to say, on the top row. He is the best. Can I get a hand for Mr. Hawkins over here? Golf clap. Thank you, Dave. You're the best. Okay. So I'll grab a stir stick, move my project out of the way. Obviously, I'm working in a very confined space today, so give yourself plenty of room. If you're a woman like me, you need a lot of room anyway. Because you just have, the whole craft room joke, right? What mess? Everything looks perfectly in order here. I know exactly where everything is. So much so that Mr. Hawkins found my rollers, no problem. Okay, so we'll load up our Florence, And we'll get this big, beautiful stamp here. Roll on. I think Etsy might be another good source for the stamps. And the nice thing about Etsy, well, I don't know if there's really any difference. I always encourage you to shop small and shop locally. Just because anytime any of my local people here come to the shop and let me inspire them and show them how to paint, I mean, well, it not only pays the bills, not gonna lie, it pays the bills. I'm not a millionaire. Hopefully, maybe someday, you never can tell. But if I'm not, as long as I'm happy, who cares about money, right? Pay my bills. Oh my gosh, look. Isn't that pretty? It's so much fun. These make great projects for kids. Annie Sloan's paint meets strict European guidelines for use on babies' toys and furniture. The paint is essentially vegan. There's no harsh chemicals. And the Europeans are far more strict with that than we are. I like this one. We'll do one more color. Why not? Are you guys sick of me yet? No. The answer is no. Let's see. Okay. Hello. Okay, so we'll do one more color. We'll get some burgundy out. Burgundy is such a rich color. I had oops, chalk paint on my foot. That's never happened before. I stirred this up earlier, so we should be good here. Can you guys see past my mess? Okay. There it is. I'm like, I know I've got another roller. All right. Load up on some burgundy. We'll do this one here. Load that paint on there. Again, just let the roller do the work. You don't have to push hard. The paint will go right on there. And then bring your little bag down. Or t-shirts, curtains, table runners, pillowcases. Oh, that's pretty. So you can do whatever you want. You can do all one color. We'll set that there. Okay. So I'm going to set these aside. Put some lids on paint. I didn't use the fish next time. Sorry, fishy. All right. Now, I mentioned before how easily, what did I do with my baby wipes? I buried them somewhere here. There they are. Back to this mix mat, right? So you can use a rag. I generally take these back to my sink in the back room and spray them off. I have one of those commercial sprayers. Makes cleanup a breeze, but not everybody has that. But even in workshop, if you've ever taken a workshop here, we just use baby wipes. And the stuff cleans up. I mean, there's even been times that I got a little bit lax about cleaning up after workshop. I was just ready to go home. It was Miller time. And I just set the mix mats on the sink. And then I came back the next week and with one of these little scrubby soaps. It's a natural soap infused scrubber. So it looks like that. And it takes the paint right off the mix mat, and I've never had a problem getting that. So these are $29, and they are worth every penny. I don't know how many paper plates that you've used, and they get saturated with the water from the paint and get all mushy and gross. But yeah, I don't need that. I love this thing. I have one at home. You could probably use it for baking. Not in the oven, obviously, but for making like no-bake cookies and stuff and shaping things or whatever. I'm gonna throw these in the back. Sorry about that. I was supposed to have this ready for you earlier. Have you ever heard of Iron Orchid designs? I know I have mentioned them here on my page. You've seen the transfers. I haven't really done a ton with the stamps, but that is changing today. So I'll show you what I made in a quick few minutes today. I made another bag. This is on black fabric. This fabric has a bit of a texture to it, and you can see that. It makes it look, you know, kind of rustic, kind of cool. I used chalk paint and the Iron Orchid design stamp. So the stamps that I used, oh my gosh, I'm getting orange paint everywhere. Will you put that somewhere? Just set it anywhere. So the stamps I used for that are the Iron Orchid design typesetter. I used Franz, which is gorgeous. And I used the butterflies. And these are great. They have there's a bee and there's a dragonfly. They're gorgeous. The nice thing about the stamps is you can wash them and reuse them over and over again. So to do what I did with the bag, and I'm not going to repeat the process. Well, unless you want me to, I could. But I want to show you this. So when you open a stamp, let me show you how it looks. So Franz, for example, when you open the stamp, it looks like this, and it's got this piece of plastic over the top. So you have a piece of plastic on the backing and then one covering the front, okay? So I've taken the front off of the Franz stamp. Now, what did I do with my bag? Jen. Now with the typesetter stamp, Reclaim, to get that straight, all I did, using a Sharpie, can you see, maybe if I hold up, can you see the line? I made a mark with the Sharpie here and a mark with the Sharpie here, and it made a line, kind of a straight line of reference. And get off, let go. They're really sticky. So I have that line. You can maybe see it more on my mix mat right here. So simply put, I just spelled out R, big R, let's see, I just washed all these. R-E, I got my Franz ones in the way of my letters. They all stick together. Now, if you buy these, you want to be very careful not to lose them because they don't give you extra letters. You only get one vowel, one E. R-E-C-L. The A's in your hand, Jen. A-I-M. Now, because I don't have, oh my word, stay, good. Plastic sticks to that really well. And they're a little bit wet, so they're not sticking the way they should. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to rob my E and place it here. E-D. Look, she can spell. So from the back, it says reclaimed. Oh, my computer's not. Am I on? Are you here? Okay, am I here? Am I still here? Can you see me now? Hello? Hello, hello? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Thank you. Okay. So you can see it will say reclaimed. So what I did on the bag is I went ahead and rolled my pure chalk paint, which is white, and I laid that on the bag, and I used a brayer, which only puts the flattest parts of the color onto the fabric. Now, because there was so much texture on this fabric, the white didn't show up really well on the first stamp. So I came back and did it a second time, very precisely laying it over the top, just to bump that white up a bit. And then when I was done, I rubbed my E and put it back where it belongs, just using my fingers. Just stenciled that back on. And then when I did my, that can go there, and then over here. And then when I did my fronds, I had these pieces, the big leaf, the small leaf. So I laid out my design first. Hopefully you can see this okay. I laid out my design first, the way I wanted it. Uh-oh, where's my little butterfly? She's my butterfly. Oh, I mean, I'm her butterfly and she's mine. If you've seen the Young Guns, I've seen it about a million times. So I laid out my design, and then I took my thin set, mine's a little bit dirty, and I laid it down over my bag. And when you press down, and if you have them go in the right direction, they stick to it. And then you can do the paint, and then take your brayer and run over and put those designs on. So sky's the limit, anything you want with that. So if you have any questions about those, hit me up. I've got, so on the website, which is www.reclaim.com, click on the shop link on the top of the page, and it'll take you to my online shop. Chalk paint is all on the front page because it is the most important. Well, it is to me anyway. It's my life. I live and breathe chalk paint. And then there's a separate section for Iron Orchid designs, available pieces of furniture. Of course, the Malicious Women candles are on the website. You can order them for local pickup, or you can have it shipped to your door. I will do local delivery for free. Of course, that always has to happen after 5 o'clock when I get done at the shop. So there's that. Oh, one last thing I want to show you. I've been working on this all day. All right, so what I did here is I took a tea towel and I stuck it in the chalk paint for a little while. And then I raised it up. Just brush off that little bit of residue. This is Napoleonic blue. And hopefully this works. In theory, it should be lighter here than it is here. I don't know if that translates on the video. But look how pretty, guys. Oh, it's just the funnest job ever. We'll just wring that out and let it dry and see what comes of it. And maybe I'll have to do some more shibori because I have all of this blue chalk paint water and I don't want to touch that with too dirty a hand. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, the things that make me happy. Okay. So, a couple things. I need to know if anybody has any questions, and I need to know what you want to see next. So, if you're watching this now, go ahead and add that. I'll go back through the comments and answer any questions. And then if you're watching this later, totally cool. Please shout out anything you need and let me know what else I can show you. The shop is open Tuesday through Saturday. I'm here 10 to 5 on Tuesday through Friday, and Saturday I'm here 10 to 3. The doors right now are locked, so if you need supplies, you just need to knock, or if you don't see me here, call me and I'll let you in. I might just be in the back room, but I keep the shop clean. I want to do what's comfortable for everybody. Everybody has different views on this. Oh, stamps, guys, tape rolls. Found items. Cardboard with that pattern right there. Just saying. Stamps. I mean, you can use anything. Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure as usual. I hope you're having a good day, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Maybe. Bye.